got something for you. We got something for you, you. It's something Megapod shiny. It's wrapped in Megapod plastic. Put on your Megapod jammy. It's time for Megapod-tastic. 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 Good morning. Welcome to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. I am Crazy Joe. We're going to be on for 1 hour today. 1 hour exactly. So join us while you can for this afternoon show in the 2 o'clock hour, the day before the 4th of July. And hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Oh, hey, look, there he is. That wasn't even intentional. I started saying that, then realized I'm wearing a Mr. Rogers shirt. What are the odds? I invited Little Movie Perp to join us. I didn't see if he's going to be able to or not. I think a response. If he's around, I would love it if Little Movie Perp could join us. And if you happen to be watching, and if you are part of Team MME and have access to the Team MME, come on in. You're more than welcome. I do have a couple things I want to talk about today. If you looked at my thumbnail, you kind of get an idea what some of these things we're going to talk about is. But in the time since I set up the stream, there was a little bit of breaking news. Something dropped that I was not expecting. And of course, we're going to talk about that too. So let's go to the chat. Oh, by the way, we're streaming right now on 2 channels. We're on MME and we are on Crazy Joe's Concession Stand and Twitter. If you are not subscribed to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand, please come to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. Give us a subscribe, and yeah, we're going to be talking movies and all kinds of things. Physical media reviews. I just dropped my review of the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith by Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock's 1941 film, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, is now on Blu-ray through Warner Archives. And I just posted a review this morning over at Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. So if you are subscribed, you can check out my review there. Let's check out the comments real quick before we go on. Little Yvette Yoakum III is here. Good to see a little. I always say Yvette. It's Everett. Oh my God. Why do I always say that? One of these days, Everett, I'm going to get your name right. I don't know why I keep saying that. Anyway, please disregard my misreading of people's names. Oh, Keely Chow's here. Good to see you. Everett says Todd is being mean to him. Todd Tucky? Todd Tucky's being mean to you? I'm sorry to hear that. I'll have to talk to Todd. I just was over at his place, not this past Friday, but the Friday before. Todd Tucky, TNT Amusements. If you're not subscribed to Todd Tucky at TNT Amusements, go subscribe to him. And Butts Unplugged is here. Good to see you, Butts Unplugged. All right. Here's the thing. I had some things set up to talk about today. And like I said, we only have an hour. But in the time since I set up this stream, we got our first images of Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl on the set of Superman. Guy Gardner, he's a Green Lantern. He's a member of the Justice League International in the comics, or he was. And he's my personal favorite Green Lantern. And here we have our first image of him in the movie Superman. And this is a shot of him and Hawkgirl. You can see them both from the back there. We also have, if I can, let me see, let me switch it here. We also have a front image. It's not great, but we can see he does have the classic bowl haircut that the character is known for. I have some comics over here. Hang on, let me see if I can reach them. Ugh. There we go. There's Guy Gardner in the comics. There he is. There. My favorite Green Lantern. Finally coming to the screen. And it's Nathan Fillion. Serenity, Fireflies, Nathan Fillion playing the part. I love this character, and I can't wait to see him on screen. Now, there are a couple things we need to notice here. Take a look at his chest. He is wearing a uniform. Let's go back to Hawkgirl. You can see this image of Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner. We can see that it's clearly a uniform. Look at their colors. Oh, wait, I flipped it. Sorry. Look at their colors. Look at their colors. Okay, each one has, like, she's got yellow and he's got green, but they both have the black and the white. So this is a uniform they're wearing. And it appears that both of them, as well as Mr. Terrific, and we've seen Mr. Terrific in other images, are wearing this logo on their chest. Now, I'm told that in the movie, this is the logo for Lord Tech, Maxwell Lord's company. Maxwell Lord is the leader of the Justice League International in this run of comics. Maxwell Lord is the guy who put this version of the League together. In fact, there he is, right there on the cover. So Maxwell Lord is the leader of the Justice League. And hang on a second. Yes?
I need paper towels.
Paper towels. Aren't they in the garage?
Maybe. I don't know where they are.
They should be on the floor.
Okay.
Sorry. So anyway, Maxwell Lord is the leader of the Justice League in this run. And he's being played by James Gunn's brother, Sean Gunn, in this continuity. And this supposedly is the symbol of Lord Tech. But if we take a look at it, let's look at the symbol here. What is that? It looks like a J and an L. It looks like, you see it? You see a J and an L. Justice League. I don't know if they're calling them the Justice League in this movie, but the symbol for Lord Tech very clearly makes a J and an L. And Maxwell Lord was the leader of the Justice League International, the guy who put the Justice League International together. So I think in this universe, we're getting some form of the JLI. That is my speculation based on this J and this L on the shirt. So I'm excited, man. This is what I was hoping for. This is what I wanted. So yeah, I'm digging it, man. Justice League International, give us the JLI. I want the JLI, and if that's what we're getting, even if they don't call it the JLI, even if they call it Lord Tech or something, but I mean, look, it's a J and an L. You can see it clearly. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in, man. You got me. You bringing my favorite Green Lantern to the screen. Couldn't be more excited. Figure drawings here. Good to see a figure drawing. So that's the first thing. We have our first images of Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl in the Superman movie. And I'm here for it. Bring it on. Bring it on, I say. And Anthony Beltry's here. Good to see Anthony. All right. Second thing I wanted to talk about today. And we're, like I said, we got 1 hour today. And hopefully someone can join us. Perp or any other members of Team MME who want to come in, please do so. Brucifer, if you're around, come on in. Max, if you're around, somebody come on in. It's open. But the next thing I wanted to talk about is, hang on, let me share the screen here. The Acolyte. See, this is why I thought Perp would want to be here to talk about this, because Perp is like the biggest fan of the Acolyte that I know. Samuel says suit looks nothing like Green Lantern. Yeah, but as we pointed out, it's clearly a uniform that they're wearing. Yes, exactly. So that's why Hawkgirl and Green Lantern are wearing the same uniform. It's a uniform that they're wearing for Lord Tech, and I mean, come on, man, that Lord Tech logo. It's a J and an L. What does that tell you, man? What does it tell you? And hang on 1 second. I gotta answer something real quick. Let's Let's go to this real quick.
See here. Crazy Joe Megapodtastic writes, I heard there's a deleted scene in Dune where Jason Momoa's Duncan, Idaho trips and falls in the sand. When he stands up, everybody points and yells, hey, looks, it's Sandy Duncan. You talking about the Broadway and film actress Sandy Duncan? That's a deep cut. You're welcome. All right, Crazy Joe, thanks for sending that in, man. Okay, next up.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm trying to answer an email here. Just give me 1 second.
And what happens in the aftermath of this video? Michael, you could have at least tried to contact Scott Knightley before you did this video. He's such a victim. No, he's not. He's attacked this community 3 times, and that's my phone.
Hello, Richard Blessing. It's me, your pop, your good old dad. I just wanted to let you know that you were a little hard on that video yesterday, and one of those lights on the Enterprise isn't working.
Sorry, my dad.
Damn, that didn't work. Let's try a good old text. Hey, Richard Blessing, it's your dad. Please give me a call back at the following number.
I bet you that's my dad calling me to tell me how he saw my latest video and he thinks I stepped over the line.
That wasn't your dad. You just got jump pranked.
Hey, Jumpman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.
All right. Thank you, Junkman, for that quick interlude. I'm sorry. I had to answer an email. I just went to lunch at work, but right after I went to lunch, somebody asked me a question, which is why I did this at lunch, so I wouldn't have to, because when you're working, you're working. And I'm like, well, I got an hour. I'll do this. But then, of course, Anthony says Guy Gardner's Green Lantern suit should have been similar to the comics, a lot of white. Well, to be fair, we haven't seen his Green Lantern suit yet. We've so far only seen this Lord Tech outfit that he's wearing. Figure Drunk says, I think Perp's love for the Acolyte stems in large part because of the Star Wars crybabies saying the show is the end of the world. Exactly. And you know what? That brings us to our topic here. There has been something interesting that came out here, but I don't think this should be a huge surprise. I think this is pretty much what we all suspected. Data suggests the Acolyte is a Star Wars success story, despite the backlash. Look at this. This is from Screen Rant. Exclusive third-party data reveals The Acolyte is a true success story for Star Wars after all. The streaming boom has made it very difficult to fully understand how different TV shows are performing, and especially so when they're controversial. The Acolyte has been subject to a review bombing campaign, meaning many traditional indicators are pretty much worthless. Although the Disney Plus TV show is known to have had lower viewership than Ahsoka in its first week, other stats seem almost designed to confuse rather than shine a light on the situation. Screen Rant has spoken exclusively to Real Good, a third-party analytics firm who examined viewing trends across all U.S. streaming platforms based on monitoring of 20 million monthly viewing decisions. They've looked through their data to see how The Acolyte compares to other live-action Disney Plus Star Wars TV shows, and the results are surprising and indicate The Acolyte may be a lot more popular than many believe. So according to this, the only show more popular than The Acolyte, the only Star Wars show more popular than The Acolyte from Disney Plus, is Obi-Wan. Real Good compared the live-action Star Wars Disney Plus TV shows. Looking at the first 14 days since The Acolyte's release, they found that The Acolyte is the second most successful in terms of streaming and engagement, outperforming the average top 100 show by a factor of 6. It is only surpassed by Obi-Wan Kenobi, which outperformed the average top 100 shows by a factor of 8. So this really should come as no surprise. The Acolyte is a hit, and we could tell that the Acolyte was a hit for some time, frankly, because we saw the critic reviews. Critics love it. It's done really well. We know for a fact that review bombing happens, and we know for a fact that audience reviews on streaming content is irrelevant because of the fact that you cannot verify it when you go to a movie to see a movie. They do verified ticket sales through Fandango. To leave a review and get a verified score, you have to buy a ticket. And that way, you know that whoever left that review actually bought a ticket and actually saw the movie. But you can't do that with streaming content. So as a result, whenever there's a TV show or whenever there's a movie, the audience score is irrelevant. And we've known for some time that the Acolyte was subject to this review bombing due to, among other things, just how ridiculously low the score was. It's like they didn't even try to make the score believable. If you were going to try to make it look like people don't like the show, you could have at least like made it somewhat believable, but they didn't. Like they were like, we got to get this as low as possible. If you look, it's a joke. It's a joke how low they made it, and it just proves that that it's fake. Because here we have the Rotten Tomatoes score for the Acolyte and the audience score 14%. 14%, which is lower than the Star Wars Holiday Special. So they don't even try to make the low score somewhat believable. Like I forgot to add it to the screen. There it is. Look, 14% to 83%. Like they're not even trying to be believable. Like it's ridiculous. And also, I've read some of the reviews. If you look at these negative reviews, click on the names. 9 times out of 10, it's a profile that has only left a negative review for The Acolyte and a negative review for Doctor Who. Another show that got review bombed, by the way. So yeah, this is really, really no surprise. The Acolyte is a solid hit. You could also take to this the fact that I in my own life, I have yet to meet anyone in person who doesn't like the show. Everyone I know in person is really enjoying The Acolyte. That includes my family, my friends. I've met a few people online here. I think Chris, the Bipolar Jedi, hasn't really been enjoying it. I think maybe RJ wasn't enjoying it. And John Campia, who was most definitely not a troll, he hasn't really liked it either. But if you talk to most of the people on here and on an online space, Twitter or Facebook or any kind of social media, and ask them why they don't like it, they'll say the word woke. And the word woke is a joke. The word woke is basically an admission that you're a bigot, because all the word woke means is it has black people, women, or gay people in it. And we can't have that. There we go. Everything I Don't Like is Woke, a book for basic dickheads. And yeah, it's still accurate. If you tell me something's woke, you've basically told me that you don't like it because it has gay people, black people, women, and you don't actually also have the balls to just admit that you're a racist, a homophobe, or a misogynist. It's like, at least come out and admit it. Have the balls to admit that your racism or your homophobia. But that's what it is. It comes down to these online bigots who just don't like things because woke. And yeah, but the reality we could see, people are enjoying this. My 16-year-old daughter has called this the best Star Wars streaming show. The best. She said it was the best. 16 years old. What does that tell you? It tells you that they're reaching the young demographic. The young demographic is digging this. So that's good. The Acolyte is a hit. We've heard from, or I heard from Degrassi Knowles. I don't see Degrassi Knowles here right now, but I heard from Degrassi Knowles that a second season is almost a foregone conclusion. So there you go. And here we have one of those bigots right in the chat right here. Movie Edge, who was sending me homophobic messages on Instagram, says 9 times out of 10, these reviewers are getting paid by Disney to say good things. Okay. So there you go. Movie Edge. Okay. He doesn't like it because it's got gay people in it, just so you know. He told me that. Anyway. Anthony says people who review bomb have no life whatsoever. Like, it needs to stop. Absolutely, I agree. But I don't think there's any way to stop it. They should just take away the audience score altogether for streaming content because it's irrelevant. It's absolutely irrelevant. Ghost Bubble says, I haven't loved the Acolyte, but I haven't hated it. There have been things I liked and things I'm having issues with. I still think it's better than Fett and Obi-Wan. Personally, I like Fett and Obi-Wan better than the Acolyte, but I am enjoying the Acolyte. Personally, the Jedi are my least favorite thing in Star Wars. Always have been. Outside of Luke and Rey. Luke and Rey are a different breed of Jedi. I'm talking about prequel era Jedi. The Jedi that were raised by the Jedi Order. The Jedi that went through the Padawans with the braids. If you watch the prequel era, the Jedi are so boring. They're very, very boring. They're very stoic. They're not really fun characters. Luke and Rey are different because they weren't raised by the Jedi Order. They were like raised outside the Jedi Order and then kind of like later in life started to study how to be a Jedi. And that makes Luke and Rey, they have more personality, quite frankly, than like Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon or most of those guys. So I always am going to prefer something like Book of Boba Fett or Solo, a Star Wars story, or Mandalorian that doesn't get deep in on the Jedi. But you're right, Ghost Bumbles. You're right. Absolutely. But Butts Unplugged says, cool shirt, Joe. Thank you. Hello, neighbor. Junkman in the house. Good to see you, Junkman. Yes, Temple of Doom was a hit. Temple of Doom absolutely was a hit. That's absolutely the meaning of woke. Now that's the meaning of woke. I know traditionally the history of the word. I know how where the word stems from, but unfortunately the word has been changed. You know, definitions on things change, and now when somebody says woke, it's used as a negative to basically mean that it's got gay people, black people, or women in it. Sean's enjoying the show. I'm enjoying it too. Figure Drug says, Perp hating the fact that people like anime. I hate anime too. I can't say that I don't hate anime. I don't mind other people liking anime though. You want to like anime, that's fine. Like anime. My problem is when you tell anime fans you don't like anime, they usually, in my experience, try to suggest the anime that you're going to like. They kind of go like, oh, well, you haven't seen the right anime. You need to watch this one. And it's like, dude, I just told you I don't like anime. Stop pushing anime on me. You know, it's just, I don't like anime. You can watch anime. I'm fine with you watching anime, but I don't like anime. Don't try to suggest the anime that I need to see. I've seen enough anime to know that I just don't like anime. It's that simple. But I don't mind other people watching it if that's what they want to do. All right. Where are we? Let's see. Oh, look at that. Movie Edge could terminate me at any time. I'm shaking in my boots. Okay. Anthony says, I think it gets to season 2. Yeah, well, Degrassi's pretty well connected, and he seems pretty sure that it's going to be getting a season 2. Ghost Bubble says the word woke has been co-opted and misappropriated by bigots. Bingo. Exactly. Trey says Back to the Future anime you would hate. Yeah, I'm not interested. Not interested. All right, so there we go. There you have it. The Acolyte, despite the review bombing and the attempts by online trolls to tear this show down, and it's cool if you don't like it. Not everything is for everybody, I didn't like Andor. I got no problem with anyone who did like Andor. If you liked Andor, that's great. Andor is getting a second season. People are going to watch. I might even watch the second season. I didn't like season 1, but K2SO was coming in season 2, and I like K2SO. Maybe I like season 2 better. It's okay. Not everything is for everybody. And with Star Wars right now, we are getting a lot of Star Wars. There's we got right now the Acolyte. There's going to be a season 2 of Ahsoka. There's going to be a season 2 of Andor. There's going to be a new season of a show called Skeleton Key or Skeleton Crew. I don't know. The one with Jude Law. So we got like 3 more seasons of TV coming up. Then we have some movies. We got the Rey movie in the works. We've got the Mandalorian and Grogu movie in the works. It's a lot of Star Wars coming. If something in Star Wars isn't for you, that's fine. Something else coming down the pike. Not everything has to be for you. I don't like the animated stuff, really. I didn't like the Clone Wars. I don't like the Bad Batch. Don't hate that it's out there. I don't hate that other people are enjoying it. It's just not for me. So we need to just ignore the negativity on the Acolyte. If you don't like the Acolyte, don't watch it. But it's not. And that's another thing. You can't make your opinion. You can't try to act like your opinion is the only opinion. You know what I mean? Because these guys, like, they hate the Acolyte, so they need you to believe. They need you to believe that the Acolyte failed. It didn't. They just didn't like it. It's like me with the Big Bang Theory. I hate the Big Bang Theory. I truly hate the Big Bang Theory. I think the Big Bang Theory is garbage. But I'm not delusional enough to come out here and try to convince you that the Big Bang Theory wasn't a hit. It was. It was one of the most popular shows on TV. It was one of the most popular shows on CBS. Major hit, the Big Bang Theory. The fact that I did not like it does not change the fact that it was a hit. And the fact that these guys do not like the Acolyte does not change the fact that this is a solid hit. So there you go. And Ghost Bumble says Andor has been my favorite Disney Star Wars show. And you're not the only one I've heard say that, Ghost Bumbles. I didn't like it, but a lot of people did. All right. What do we have? What else do we have? Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about was Hellboy. We got a trailer for a new Hellboy movie called Hellboy the Crooked Man. Hellboy the Crooked Man trailer came out. It is co-written by Mike Mignola. It is directed by somebody, I think the name was Brian Taylor, I think, because I actually looked it up to see, is that the same Brian Taylor who's a music composer? I don't think it is. I think it's just a coincidence. But Hellboy the Crooked Man, this trailer Brian Taylor. Oh, you know who it is? He's part of the Neville Dean Taylor duo. Neville Dean Taylor, who directed Crank and Crank 2. One half of the Neville Dean Taylor group is doing Hellboy the Crooked Man. So this trailer came out the other day, and I watched it. I don't know what other people are thinking about it, but I got to say, I'm really let down by this trailer. I mean, ultimately, what I would like is Hellboy 3 by Del Toro. We know that's not going to happen. From what I understand, Del Toro and Mignola have a difference of opinion on where the story should go. From what I understand, Del Toro wants to tell the final Hellboy story and finish Hellboy's story arc. And Mignola is not okay with that. It's not okay with that. Because it's that he feels that's his story to tell as the creator of Hellboy. So he's like, well, okay. You can't tell that story. That's my story. And then from what I understand, they were at an impasse. They couldn't decide where to go. So Mignola got the rights back. He did the reboot a couple of years ago with David Harbour, which David Harbour's a great actor. I did not like that film. And now he's trying again with The Crooked Man, which is based on one of his comic book stories. Yeah, I'm not interested in this. I mean, I'm going to go see it. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to go see it because you got to give it a shot, right? But number one, it looks like it lacks humor. One of the things that really worked well in the Hellboy comics and in the first 2 movies is they do have a healthy sense of humor. They do. And that's missing here. This seems deadly serious from the trailer. And I looked at it and I'm like, there's no sense of fun here. Where's the fun? And that's disappointing. And then we've got the fact that it's rated R. I don't like the fact that it's rated R. The comics aren't rated R. If you read the comics, or at least they weren't back in the 90s. I haven't been reading them lately. I don't know if they've gotten more mature, but they were more all age comic. Like there wasn't like explicit profanity or anything in those comics. Not that I remember, at least. I'll admit it's been a while since I've read Hellboy, but like my daughter, my 16-year-old daughter loves the Hellboy movies. I showed her the first two and she liked them. She saw the animated movies. She liked them. This is something she'd like or like to see, and she can't because it's rated R. I'm like, why is it rated R? Why is it rated R? Like, for what reason? The last one was rated R too. And it didn't work. It was a failure of a film. Why don't we make this PG-13? Because then it's more accessible to a wider audience. You're already going to struggle at the box office. Of course, this one does look more low budget. So maybe they'll recoup their losses because they didn't spend as much. I don't know. But I don't know. I think this is a disappointment. I'm totally on board for a new Hellboy movie, but this isn't really the one I want to see. Figure Drawing says, and yes, Big Bang Theory was crud. Penny was insufferable. Yeah, well, unfortunately, we're the minority on that. It was a big hit show, but I agree with you. I didn't like it. Oh God, that new Hellboy to me looks so cheap and bad. It seems to be missing the charm that makes Hellboy so beloved and appealing as a character. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Yeah, I feel the same. I'm not feeling it on this new Hellboy movie at all. I wish I was. I'd like to be into this. I really would. I'm going to check it out. Like, I mean, come on. I always like to support the box office. So, I don't know. We'll be checking it out. But Anthony says, did you see what Universal did with The Quiet Place dumping onto streaming? That's not even Universal. That's Paramount. Yeah, that's incredibly foolish. I don't know what they're thinking. It opened really big. It had a really good opening weekend. Like, why are you doing this? I don't know what they're thinking. But yeah, and that does kind of segue us into our next topic, which is going to be Paramount. Let's see. Hang on a second here. All right. Don't worry, Reggie. I put Movie Edge in timeout. Movie Edge has been acting pretty disgusting lately. I can't tell you the number of messages he sent me a couple weeks ago on Instagram. The homophobia was insane, absolutely ridiculous. The amount of homophobia I was seeing. Did another mod get him? Because I just put him in timeout. Looks like someone else banned him. Okay, that wasn't me. I don't know. I guess another mod did that. Maybe Anthony did that. I see Anthony's a mod. Okay. Yeah, I don't. But Movie Edge has been off the charts with extreme homophobia lately. So I apologize for that. I don't know. Ghost Bumble says, I did not mind Hellboy being R-rated. Depends why it's R-rated. Yeah, agreed. I mean, we'll have to see. Maybe it works. Is it just to be edgy, or is it R-rated because of the themes of the story or the action being a little harder? I guess time will tell. And I just hope the movie's good. I want to like it. Like I'm here for you. Like, you've got someone willing to sit down and check this out and give it. I've read the comics, I've seen the movies, I've seen the animated movies. I'm here, I'm willing. Give me some good Hellboy. But that trailer didn't do it for me. But you're still going to get my money because you don't know. There's bad trailers. Who knows? I've seen good movies that have bad trailers before. Taladia is in the house. Welcome, Taladia. Good to see you. Trey says TV shows you are embarrassed that you liked. Well, that's wildly off topic. But anyway, I don't know. I don't think is there any. If I like something, I'm usually not embarrassed by it. But there you go. Anthony says most people don't even pay attention to ratings for movies. It's not 1995 anymore. Well, that's only people who don't have children. If you have children, you're paying attention to the ratings. I got 2 kids. I'm definitely paying attention to the ratings. It doesn't matter for what I watch, but it definitely matters for what they watch. All right, guys. I need to take a quick break. So hang on just one second. Oh, look, it's Michael Myers. Oh my God, it's true. Evil cries tonight. Oh, I thought it was just a catchphrase, but he really is crying. Cheer up. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, by the way, Junkman was here. I don't know if he's still here, but Junkman was here. And hey, Junkman, we used or I used your one of your clips earlier. I had to answer an email real quick, and I used your classic prank call in Michael French. So thank you for that. That's the gift that keeps on giving, and I'm happy to help keep it alive because we know he didn't want it out there. Anthony says the Hellboy trailer looks awful. Yeah, you're being less kind than me, but I didn't like it either. All right, last thing I wanted to talk about was Paramount. Paramount, it appears, is going to be merging with Skydance. Let's see, I have the Variety article up here. There we go. Oh, Butts Unplugged says he enjoyed my lunchbox videos. Thank you. I've been reorganizing the channels. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I've been trying to move video because I had one channel, then I had 2 channels, but some of the content was on one, some was on the other, and I've been trying to streamline it. So I recently just moved all the lunchbox videos over to the Adventures channel, and I've been systematically moving things over to the Adventures channel that doesn't belong on this channel. So yeah, thanks for watching. They're all in a nice little playlist, so check them out. But anyway, where was I? I'm looking for the article here. Skydance Media and National Amusements Inc. reach a new merger agreement for Paramount Global. Pact still needs approval by Studios board. Paramount expected to get a 45-day window to shop for better offers. All right, I don't want to read this whole article, but let's get the gist of it here. In Holiday Week shocker, Skydance Media and Sherry Redstone's National Amusements Inc. have quietly renewed acquisition talks and have reached a tentative agreement to acquire Paramount Global. That deal will now be reviewed by Paramount Global's special committee of its board of directors that has steered the media giant through its roller coaster ride of M&A activity and speculation since late last year. The new pact with David Ellison's Skydance Media and Jerry Cardell's Redbird Capital is expected to include a 45-day period in which Paramount and National Amusements, which owns Redstone's controlling share in Paramount, have the right to shop around for a bidder to match Skydance terms. All right, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but bottom line is, whereas we thought these merger talks were done, we had heard about a couple weeks ago that Paramount was no longer for sale. Apparently, they are going to Skydance, and apparently it is going to happen. So what does this mean? I don't know. Good question. Yesterday, we got word that Paramount Plus and Max were looking to merge together into one streaming service. So that begs the question, because we heard about the Paramount Plus Max possible merger before this word came out. This word came out last night at about 8 p.m. So the question is, does this negate that, or is that still going to happen? Are Paramount Plus and Max still looking to merge with this new sale? Or is this new sale going to put the brakes on that while they figure this out? Or are the two connected? And I don't think we know. I think we need to find out more details. But I do know that I'm hoping that whatever Skydance does, that Paramount is kept intact, because the last thing we need is one less studio. That just creates one less place to go to have movies and projects made. And I don't think that's good for anyone. I don't think it's good for the business. So hopefully this works out in everybody's favor. And the Paramount Plus Max merger worried me a little bit too, because as a Star Trek fan, I love Star Trek, and Star Trek has been one of the top things on Paramount Plus. Well, I've always said it's better to be the big fish in the small pond, but Max creates a bigger pond. Are they going to have as much need for Star Trek? Maybe they won't. And as a Star Trek fan, I worry about that. So I kind of like Paramount Plus because Star Trek, they need Star Trek. And I don't know what we're going to expect if we get this kind of merger. So I don't know. Hopefully this goes well. And Ghost Bumbles says, and if this goes through, Skydance got it for a lot cheaper than what they tried to bid earlier this year. There you go. All right. I apologize. I am very congested. Just give me 1 second.
In the Star Wars, the Fourth is a powerful energy that binds the galaxy together. You see, Darth Vader, the bad guy, hates Luke Skywalker because he is his son. Sounds like a bad dad if you ask me. Anyway, because he's so mad at his son, he builds a giant ball that can blow up Earth. Luke and his friends, Obi, Hans, Robot, Pill, and Chewbacca, accidentally find the ball and realize that's no moon. It's a death ball. And they're right. So they go inside it. And guess who's there? Darth Vader and his boss, the Garbage Octopus. Now his friends all save the girl character and try to leave, but not before Darth Vader turns Obi into laundry. Luke is sad and realizes there's only one thing to do. Get in his X thing and kill everyone on the death ball. Pill gets his head blown off, so Luke uses the Fourth to put a laser in the death ball's hole. Boom! So long, death ball. They won! Outstanding! A wizard even gives the humans a medal. But not Pill. Sorry, Pill. And that's the end of the Star Wars. No, just kidding. They made a bunch more of them, featuring everyone's favorite characters, Fatty the Slug, Ed Harris, Axe Hog, and Laura.
All right. Again, thanks for indulging me. I'm a little congested, so I had to put you on hold there. Ghost Bubble says, "Got to love Tuvok." Yes. Well, that's those were my topics. Those were the topics I had for today. The Acolyte, the Paramount merger, Hellboy, and surprise, the Guy Gardner costume, which I did not expect. I wasn't expecting that one. So we have about 15 minutes to go. Like I said, I have about an hour, and we've only been on for 45 minutes. So if anybody wants to do Q&A, or if anyone has any other topics they want to talk about, and again, if you're a member of Team MME and you are here watching, come on in. We can talk for about 15 minutes. But otherwise, that's all I got. Trying to remember if there's anything else. I got some Blu-ray reviews coming up in the near future, so please keep it tuned here. I try to get them out like no more than one a day because I don't want to overwhelm you. But about once a day, I'm dropping them. Ghost Bumble says, "I love how Skydance went full Succession. It was like, oh, you don't want to sell it to us outright? Fine, we'll just buy your shares and take it from you." That does show Skydance wants it, so I suppose that's a good thing, right? It shows a passion for the studio, which is a good thing. Reggie says, "Do you see any of these streaming services releasing more of their movies or series to physical?" I hope so. I definitely have a list of bootlegs I want to get my hands on, just in case they're ever pulled off streaming. Like I want to know that I have them. I want to get my hands on the complete series of Muppets Mayhem, the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance from Netflix, even the Muppets 2015, the ABC show, which wasn't made exclusive to streaming, but it never was given a physical media release, and it's on Disney Plus. So I'd like to get, a bootleg of the Muppets 2015 series while I can, just because, Disney could pull this stuff at any time. Netflix could pull the Dark Crystal at any time. Of course, the Muppet Haunted Mansion TV special. These are some things I would love to have in my collection, just to know that I have them in case the worst happens and they get There was a show the Henson Company worked on Disney Plus called Earth to Ned. Earth to Ned. In fact, my friend Grandpa Choco was one of the puppeteers on there. You can't watch Earth to Ned anymore. They pulled that off, and it's gone. You can't watch it anywhere now. I don't know that they're going to do that with any of these shows, but I would like to get a bootleg while I can, and just know that I'm secure if that were to happen. Ghost Bumble says he's waiting for his Twister 4K to get here. That, if I'm not mistaken, that releases Tuesday, right? I gotta admit, I'm gonna pass on that one. I am not a fan of Twister. I don't really care for Twister. I never did, but I know that was a very popular movie. Second most popular movie of 1996, if I remember correctly. I think the most popular was Independence Day, and Twister was a close second, and then like the first Mission Impossible was up there as well. Claudia says I would hop on, but I'm working on a few things for MME Internationals next stream. I understand. And one of the problems about streaming alone is I find it hard to talk so much. My voice starts to go after a while. So it's always nicer when someone can hop in and help save my voice. But I've been going 46 minutes now, and yeah. So, anything else, or should we wrap things up? I don't know. I'll wait a minute or two, see if anyone has anything to add, and otherwise we will bring this one to a close. All right. Okay, I think that's going to do it. Oh, Butts Unplugged says, I want the Batman animated series on physical media since I saw your video. Oh, the Filmation. The Filmation series. Yes. New Adventures of Batman just came out. I got a review up on the Concession Stand channel. Again, if you're watching on MME, that's great. We love MME. Thumbs up to MME. But also, please come over to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. Give a subscribe over there. These live streams, I tend to simulcast them when I can on both channels. But there's a lot more videos that I'm posting just to Concession Stand. Most of my Blu-ray reviews. Like I said earlier in the stream, my review of Mr. and Mrs. Smith went up today. So be sure to check that out. All right. Ghost Bumble says, I have nothing. I do hope the rights to Dogma get purchased by someone else, so we actually have it available to stream and maybe 4K remaster in the future. Ghost Bumbles, I possibly have good news for you. It was heavily reported on social media this past weekend, though I haven't heard it verified. And that's the problem here. I haven't heard it verified. So take it with a grain of salt. But it was being reported on social media this past weekend that Kevin Smith has purchased the rights back to Dogma. According to the internet, he announced this in front of a live audience at his Smod Castle. He was doing some kind of event at Smod Castle this past week and told the audience there, we've got Dogma back. It's being remastered for 4K and all the things. Now, supposedly this comes from Kevin Smith himself, but I haven't heard it from Kevin Smith himself. I heard it one step removed through social media. So let's hope it's true. But I can't verify it. And I wish Kevin Smith would put a tweet out or something so we could actually see Kevin Smith say this and not someone saying they heard Kevin Smith say it. But that's the word as of this past weekend. As of this past weekend, the word is Dogma has been sold. Harvey Weinstein no longer holds the rights, and it is being remastered for physical release and possibly a theatrical re-release. So make of that what you will. Don't take it as 100% unless you hear it from Kevin Smith himself. All right. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to Crazy Joe Concession Stand. Until next time, keep wearing those pajamas. And I've got the rainbow wheel. Let's try that again.
Keep wearing those pajamas
With the plastic feet.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Why is it not?
Keep
not one of
wearing
my
those
credits?
pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing.
Hey, it's not rolling anything. Okay, guys. There's supposed to be end credits here. They're not playing. I don't know why. So I'm just gonna hit end stream. I've got the rainbow wheel again. I don't even think I can end the stream. I'm stuck on the rainbow wheel. You're stuck with me.
Keep wearing those.
All right. Bye, everybody.